Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news that around the world, the major economies seem to be marking time. The July PMI readings for the US remain modestly good in July, but overall are just a tad softer. The main takeaway from this survey is the pickup in price increases. In the EU, they are also softer and at a broadly similar level to the US. Price increases eased there, but are still elevated. Japan is softer too, but only by a small amount, even if their level is marginally lower. Price pressure is rising in Japan as well. In addition to rising prices, the US is now moving to increase subsidies for its farmers, adding another $12 billion in support for an already cushioned sector. Tariff-related distortions are starting to spill out now. The federal deficit track got even larger. In China, the Shanghai Stock Exchange rose sharply yesterday, up a very impressive 1.6%. Hong Kong rose 1.4%. These moves weren't mirrored elsewhere and are driven by an expectation that major stimulus is underway in China as part of their defence against the Trump tariffs. That seems to involve a new $200 billion in infrastructure spending. Markets are applauding the strategy. China bond yields are climbing. Their currency is being reset pointedly lower. China is girding itself for the coming economic war, and markets are suggesting they are on its side. Japan is moving to address its age-related shortage of healthcare workers by loosening its immigration rules. The numbers are surprisingly large. 10,000 from Vietnam alone. Cambodia, Indonesia and Laos are all additional. In Australia, there is growing angst over the dominance of the Big Four audit firms and the power they wield. Getting unconflicted advice from them is now increasingly difficult. Regulators are turning their attention to this oligopoly. US Treasury 10-year yield is settled in New York and is down from this time yesterday to 2.95, a 2 basis points drop. The 2-10 curve has pulled back a bit, now at 30 basis points. The Chinese 10-year is at 3.56%, up 3 basis points, while the New Zealand equivalent is at 2.85%, up 1 basis point. Gold is unchanged today at $1,226 an ounce in New York. Oil prices are a little firmer and now at just under $68.50 a barrel. The Brent benchmark is now just under $73.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is unchanged at 68 US cents. On the cross rates, we're little changed also at 91.7 Aussie cents and 58.2 euro cents. That leaves the TWI at 71.4. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.